Very good morning, guys. Okay. Okay. Well, so last day we are talking on sessions, right? Yeah. So first I explained to you what is a session. A session is some private memory. Session is a private memory allocated for every user connected to the server. Session is a private memory allocated for every user connected to the server. So if there are 100 users connected, 100 sessions are going to be created. And we use this session for storing the data associated with the user. So every user has some data, and the data associated with the user will be stored into the session. Every user will have its own session, and the session of one user is not exchanged with another user. So that's why I've given you a name for it. What is it? In short, we call it as single user global data. Once you store a value in the session, you have access to the particular values in all the pages you visit. In all the pages you visit, you have access to that particular session actually. That is the beauty of the session. So what's it? Single user global data. Okay. And how to use a session? It's same like how we use the view data, temp data. All these are just going to be the same only. Fine. And next, I just given you examples like how to use a session. And finally, we just been talking about some few questions here. What is it? How is a session identified to which user it belongs to? How is a session identified to which user it belongs to? And what is the answer given you? Every session will be having a unique ID, and that ID will be stored on the client machine in the form of a cookie. Every time this cookie goes to the server, and once the cookie goes to the server, now the server identifies to which user this session belongs to. Just like you carry an ID card when you're coming to here. So it's an identification. The ID card is your identification for your classroom. You go to a cinema theater, you go to a big multiplex. There are 5 or 6 theaters inside of it. Everything you have a ticket now. So based on the ticket you purchased, you are allowed into the appropriate auditorium. Here also same now. You have a session ID, and that session ID is present in the form of cookie. You carry this cookie back to the server, and the server checks your cookie and provides you access to the appropriate session. Okay. Next. Second, what happens to session when if the client closes the browser? What happens to the session associated with clients if the client closes the browser? If the client closes the browser, what did I say? If the client is closing the browser, the server waits for you to come back up to 20 minutes. The server waits for you to come back till 20 minutes. Within 20 minutes, if you come back, well and good. And if you don't come back within 20 minutes, your session is destroyed on the server and is the ideal timeout, default timeout. And we can change it in the web.config file. In the web.config file, how to change? There is a tag called as a session state. Timeout is equals to, you can specify the timeout period of the session. And then the next question, can we destroy the sessions explicitly? Yeah, we can even destroy the session explicitly now. How to destroy? There is a method called abandon, simply called session.abandon. It will destroy the session. And this is the logic behind your sign out or a logout screen. When you just click on a sign out or a logout, what happens here? your session will be destroyed automatically by calling session.abandon. The session.abandon is going to destroy the session automatically when you call this method. Clear? And finally, we just started this, but we did not conclude it. What is it? Where will web server store session values? Where will web server store the session values? So the session is created for every user here. See, you are a user connecting to your web server now. Session created for you. 1,000 users connected, 1,000 sessions are created. Sessions will be created for every user. Session is mandatory. Understood or not? Now, where exactly these sessions are created means where the session values are stored on the server. That is the important question what you require to understand now. So basically, in ASP.NET, we can store the session values in 3 different locations. I repeat, in ASP.NET, we can store the session values in 3 different locations. What are the 3 different locations? The 3 different locations where you can store the session values is first one. The first one is in proc. Second one, state server. Third one, SQL server. So we have 3 different places where we can store. The first one is called in proc. Second one is called as state server. Third one is called as SQL server. What is in proc? In proc means it is stored for you under the worker process memory of your application. It is stored under the worker process memory of your application. When I say this, you have a doubt. What is this worker process? What is this worker process? I'll tell you. Before I tell you about that, we'll do one thing here. Can we host our application on IIS? Yes or not? Remember the process? First, you're required to open the studio in administrator mode. And afterwards, we can just go to the properties. From there, you'll find an option called as local IIS. And we click on a button, create virtual directory. Immediately, our project goes and sits under IIS and runs under IIS. Yes or not? Everyone know? Some of you putting blank faces that I'm telling the first time. I taught you this concept already to you. Okay. So we just host on a server. So let us go to the server. Let us go to IIS. Reason, actually, tomorrow we run on IIS only here. We don't run on the local IIS. Local IIS is only for testing the output. But if at all you want to understand the architecture of your application, then you're required to go for local IIS only, not the IIS Express. Is it clear, everyone? So let's do it, guys. Let us open our project. Talk with your admin. I don't know why you're asking for a link every day. Okay. So watch it. What I'm telling you is you're just going to the local IIS. Okay. First, let me open the studio in administrator mode. Run as administrator. What's the project? MVC data transfer, right? MVC data transfer. Go to the Solution Explorer. Right click on the project. Go to Properties. Now in the left hand side, choose Web. And on the right side, IIS Express. Change to local IIS. And now it is going to show you now. Port number won't be there. MVC means it is going to add under the default website. It is going to add under the default website. Create virtual directory. Create a virtual directory. The virtual directory was created successfully. Create a virtual directory. And with this action, with this particular action, you can see now, come here. Sorry, go to iNet MGR. Yeah, IIS Manager. Just a minute. I'm opened the wrong one. This one. Internet Information Services. Yeah, INET MGR. Expand it, and here under the default website, you have your project now. Are you clear? Well, so these are, how many sites are there? 3 sites are there. And under first site, we have multiple applications here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. What the fifth one, sir? These 4 we know. What the fifth one? Array, the fifth one is nothing but your default website only. Array, default website is one. Apart from that, MVC data transfer. These are the 5 applications running under the site now. Array, every site has its own application now. So now under this, how many applications are there? 1 only. Under this also 1 only. That is only. But under this we have 5. The root plus the 4. What for? MVC data transfer. And this MVC test project, we already posted this earlier. And site 1, site 2, we created all these. There are 4 applications basically running under the default website plus the default website, totally 5. Are you clear? Well, now understand one more thing here. What is it? Under the server, what we have? Sites. Not only sites, here you have one more thing also there. See, application pools. What is this application pool? This application pool is actually a container of applications. I repeat, the application pool is a container of your applications. Actually, this is the root here. Under the server, we have an application pool, and under the application pool, your sites will be present. Says, understand, this is something like a solution explorer under which your projects are present now. Are you getting me or not? Remember your project architecture in your Visual Studio. First you have a solution, and the solution your projects. So is also application pool is like your solution. Under that we have projects. So what is my solution? Application pool. What are my projects? Applications. Application pool. Understand English simply. It's a pool of applications now. What will be present inside of it? Applications will be present inside of it. What will be present? Applications are going to be present inside of it. One. That's what we just call as application pool. Is it clear, all of you? Yes or not? So what we have? A collection of applications is what we call as an application pool. See, first time when you open the IIS, you have a default website now. Array, when website came automatically. Same way, first time when you go to the here, means first time when you install IIS on your machine, one website is created and one application pool is also created. What is the website? Default website. And what is the application pool? Default app pool. Default app pool. Watch it. Go to application pools, all of you. And here you will find one thing called default app pool. And right now, this application, which one? The default website runs under the default app pool. How many applications are there here? We counted now. 5. Right now, 5 now. All the 5 are present under this application pool. Check it out. Oh, one is not showing. Okay. Virtual directory is not showing. Okay. Ignore this one. Virtual directory is not shown, but remaining all are running under this now. And you can see that also. Just a minute. Right click on this and say view applications. Yeah. Except the virtual directory, you are seeing the rest all. What? MVC data transfer, test project, site 1. Virtual directory is not an application. Nah. Applications, all applications are running here. These are the 4. They're root application. So how many are there? 4 are running inside of it. There are 4 things which are running inside of it. Did you understand me or not? So it's a pool of applications. It's a pool of applications. Okay. By default, when IIS is installed, by default, one application pool comes with the name default app pool. And by default, one application comes with the name default website. And the default website runs under the default app pool. Tomorrow you add more applications under that. All will run under the default app pool only now. Understood or not? Okay, and don't forget, every site you create will have a separate app pool. Every site you create will have a separate app pool. You created 2 sites now. What are the two sites? NIT site 1, watch here. Clearer or not? And observe. 1. I'll show you one thing. Watch. How to create a application under this? Right click, add application. When you say add application, say it is asking for alias. Beside only see that. Showing you. Are you clear? It is going and adding under the default Apple. And see, when I right click on this and say add virtual directory, that doesn't have an Apple. See? That doesn't have a app. Like I said, you virtual directories are outdated concept app. So they're removed. We don't use them. I saw the option is available, but ignore it. Okay. And see, now I create a site now. I create a site. When you create a site, okay, when you create a site, it will also going to create you an Apple also. It also create you an Apple also. Watch it. I'll give a site name now. What? Test 3. See that? Apple is also creating now. Notice it? Okay, all are automatically done. We did not, you have a doubt. We did not do that, no, sir. We don't require to. You create a application under a site. It will go and add under the Apple. It will go and add under the Apple associated with that application. Did you understand me? What is the Apple associated with this? Default Apple. Tomorrow, if I add an application under NIT Site 1, if I add an application under NIT Site 1, array, that will not go into default Apple now. Then you go to NIT Site 1 Apple only. Yes or not? Try right click, add application, watch. Did not go to default Apple. It will go to Apple associated with that site now. Clearer or not? So what is this Apple? Apple is a container. It's a container of your application. And every Apple will contain minimum one application, maximum any number of application. You right now watch it. NIT Site 1, NIT Site 2, Apple have one application only. But default website has more. See, I have taken a screenshot of this in my personal PCR. On my personal PC, I've taken a screenshot of this. Oh, no. Okay, this is the same thing only. I changed it, I think. I right now this exactly the same replication only. I just put it. I removed it, I think. And see now. Just a minute. Yeah, this is a screenshot I taken on my personal PCR. Under the default website, 22 apps are running. Why? I added all of them under my default website only added everything now. So all these 22 are running under the same application code. Okay. For you here, I replicated exactly the same thing what I have in the classroom right now. So default Apple, MVC data transfer, the same thing as it is you have right now. This application for exactly what you have in the classroom. See how many are running? 4. And here 1. Minimum 1 year, maximum n number. Understood or not? Okay. So basically, sir, can I create my own apples or it should be created along with the site? Did you understand my question? Can I create my own apples or it should be created along with the site? You can also create your own apples. You can also create your own apples. Observe the process. How to create? Right click, add application pool. We'll ask you a name for the application pool. I'm giving the name as my pool. I'm giving the name as my pool. Okay, click on the OK. My pool created and watch. Clear? You can move any of your application to that Apple now. Shall we do that? Watch. Here, all these 4 are running under one Apple only now. And I want to move that here. I want to move this project. Which one? MVC data. Otherwise, our MVC data transfer I'll move to my pool. How? Right click. manage applications, advanced settings, application pool. What is application pool? Click on the button here. My pool. Click OK. And click OK. And once refresh. Are you clearer or not? Understood my point here? So what is an application pool? An application pool is a container of applications. This application pool will contain minimum one or maximum any number of applications in it. But why is the need of it? I tell you, first you understood the concept. What is the need of it is secondary. First you understood the concept or not? What is that? There is an application pool. There's a root container. See, every project has a solution now. Every solution has minimum one project, maximum n number. Same way now we have app tools. Apple we have application, minimum one, maximum n number. I show you another screenshot. The 22 applications are there. Any number can be present. Okay, now it's like a container. Just see. We have a classroom. The classroom has a teacher and a set of students. Minimum one student and maximum n number of students can be present in the classroom now. Yes or not? Take your classroom as an application pool. And all of you are the applications in the classroom. Are you clear? And to teach you, to control you, there is a teacher. Correct? Yes or not? Same way, to run these applications, to run the application, every application will have something called as worker process. Something called as worker process. Observe this picture. These are application pools here. See, 1 and 3 application have one application only. But 2 has 2 applications. It has 2 applications. But for all of them, there is something on the top of it. What is that? That is the one which is responsible in executing the applications. Who is it? Worker process. Just understand here. Consider your application pool as a classroom. All of you are the web applications in the classroom. And the teacher of your class is the worker process who controls the whole application or the whole students in the classroom now. Is it clear or not? That is what we call as a worker process. This worker process is the one which is going to control all the applications which are present inside of the application. Tomorrow, 20 applications are present, 30 applications are present, but there will be a web worker process controlling all these things. Is it clear, understood or not? So basically, why I explained you all these things is, what is your question? Where do sessions store the values? That only not. It is stored in the worker process memory. Yeah, for that only explained you all these things. This is called INPROC. INPROC means the data stored in the worker process memory. The worker process in exe file actually, that exe runs now. That worker process is a exe file and that exe runs now. And once the exe runs now, all your values will go and sit in the memory of the exe now. Got it or not? All the values will come and sit in the memory of that particular exe. Okay, I'll show you the name of the exe, how it runs, all the things I'll tell you. Wait, listen. By default, you run under IS Express now. Yes or not? IS Express also have worker process now. That is also web server only. That also is the worker process now. The name of the worker process is isexpress.exe. The name of it is isexpress.exe. If you're running on IS, local IS, the worker process name is w3wp.exe. What is that? w3wp.exe. Hold on a second. Let me come back to the studio. Let me change this from local IS to IS Express. Local IS to IS Express run. Now you're running an IS Express now. Now the worker process of IS Express will be running to you now. What's the name of it? isexpress.exe. How to check that? Open the task manager. You know the task manager in your computer? Right click on the taskbar and you'll find the task manager. Open the task manager. If you open the task manager, in the task manager, go to details, and here you'll be finding up isexpress.exe. Did you find it? Stop your application here. Stop your browser. Stop your application and watch. IIS Express is not there in this now. Watch here, all starting with I in the alphabetical order. IIS Express is not there now. Is it clearer or not? If you run in IIS, where it will be? It will be under a worker process with the name called the w3wp.exe. Is it clear? We'll show you that also. Now let me change again back to local IIS. Local IIS, click on the save. Just a second. Before I run in it in my pool, let me shift it back to default Apple. I'll show you my pool also. Let me shift it back to default Apple. Yeah, how to manage applications. I'm changing it back to default Apple. Click OK. Leave it. Now all are running in default Apple only. Okay, run. Now we are running on local IIS, guys. What is the worker process name? w3wp.exe. Come on, open the task manager. And once again, go to details and check it out. You don't have IIS Express in the list. First, let me show you that. Not there now. This W3WP is associated with the root. That is a system. That is a root basically. Actually, it has to show you as default Apple only. It has to show you as default Apple. Why it's showing system? Okay, it will show you as a system. That is the default Apple. Okay. Now let's leave like this. Let's go to IIS. Shall I change this Apple now? Shall I change the Apple? Come on, let me change the Apple again. Right click, manage application, advanced settings. Just to stop this browser. Change the Apple to my pool. Click on the OK. Okay. Come back to the studio. Run again. You will find it two W3WPs in the task manager. Verify. System is the root here. It can show you system or it can show you as default Apple also. That name can be varying. If you say system or default Apple, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But see this. My pool. Just a second. Let me run this NIT site also once. Let me run this NIT site also once. I'm running the login page here. And I'm also running you NIT site 2 also once. Yeah. Go and see. There are 4 W3WPs in this. Got it? Every application pool has a worker process. Now your session values are stored in the memory of that worker process only. Did you guys understand me or not? Tomorrow, if you have 10 applications now running on 10 different app pools, you will find the 10 W3WPs now. So do we need these many numbers? Yes, we need. Why? Performance here. Performance. Tomorrow, 10 applications running under one app pool. 10 applications running on one app pool and one worker process managing all the 10 will be a load on this now. Are you getting me or not? And another thing, tomorrow suddenly a problem occurred with the web application. Suddenly a problem occurred with a web application. What we do? We will kill the worker process. We will kill the worker process. If multiple applications are running under one app pool, if multiple applications are running under one app pool, if I kill the worker process, that will affect all the applications in that node. Did you understand me? One more time, I'm telling you. I have an app pool here, 10 applications running. And all these 10 are managed with one worker process. Correct now? There is a problem in application 5. So for that, I want to kill the app pool. If I kill the app pool, that effect will be on the remaining 9 applications also. That is why tomorrow in the real time, every application should run on a separate app pool. So either you create a site, app pool is created. No, sir, I'm not creating a site. I'm only creating a application. Don't worry. Add a app pool and shift it. Just now I showed you how to do it. I added my application there now. I added one app pool and I said, no, don't run in the default app pool. Run in my pool. Run in my pool. So tomorrow, if I kill the app pool associated with this, if I kill this, will it have any effect on the other applications? No, no. So that's how we run in the real time tomorrow. Are you clearer or not? It's a separate site, no issues at all. It is a separate site, no issues. Why every site will create its own app pool? No, it is not a separate site. You are running under an existing site as an application. Then create a separate app pool and shift it. That's what I shown you right now for your MVC data transfer project. What I done? I created a separate app pool and I shifted this to this. So tomorrow, if I kill this, that is not going to affect the remaining thing. How do you kill? Array, simply right click and say end task. Right click and say end task. That is automatically destroyed. That is automatically destroyed. Destroyed or not, I'll practically show you. Watch. I'll practically show you that is destroyed or not. Just a minute. Let me remove the timeout here. Otherwise, with 1 minute only it will destroy off. Let us leave the original value. What is the original? 20 minutes. Okay. Let me come to the home controller and I will run the index then action method. Which one? Oh, home. Index 10. I'm running the index 10, guys. Enter. What happened? I passed or not? Oh, cookies are disabled, huh? Oh. Settings. Yesterday we disabled the cookies. Yes, that's why it's not working. We disabled the cookies yesterday. Yeah, got it. Refresh. Array, no issues. Everything is perfectly coming now. Do one thing. Go to your task manager. Kill the worker process associated with my pool now. How? Identify. Pick it correctly. This one, right? Right click and task and process. Oh, just a second. Don't run from Brave Studio. Run directly, open the browser and run, guys. Don't run from the studio. HTTP localhost project name. Okay. Watch it. What are you running? 10. Hit enter. Okay. Now come here. Kill the worker process. Kill the worker process. Right click, end task. Why I said don't run from the studio is if you run from the studio, browser will close off automatically. That's why I said you directly open the browser and type the URL. Okay, end task. And see, refresh. Your session is just right. Why, sir? Because the values are stored there only. Where is it storing the values? under the worker process memory. The values are stored in the worker process memory. If you kill the worker process, all the session values are destroyed. And we call this as in proc. We call this as in proc. In proc means your values will come and sit under the worker process memory of your application pool. Every application pool has a worker process, and now your values are stored into that worker process memory. Are you getting me or not? So tomorrow, see, look at this. I will move this application back to. I'm telling you the problems here. I'll move it back to default app pool. Okay, now I'm moving it back to default app pool. Okay, now my pool is not there. What will run? Yeah, all are under default app pool only. See now, my pool is empty. This is my pool, man. Empty. Everything is under default app pool. So tomorrow, when I'm trying to run my application, just a second, I will start. What is it? HTTP localhost MVC data transfer. Okay, I'm running index 10 again. Okay, now? Yeah. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Any times refresh, navigate between the. Oh, it's not there. Refresh, refresh, refresh. And it works now. No issues. Yes or not? This is working right now. Why navigation is not working? The navigation is not working because see the URL, you'll understand. Can anyone say why this navigation is not working? It has to launch another page now, display to. Array, when you're navigating, you written slash test slash display. We have changed the code. Slash MVC data transfer should be added. Earlier we were working on local IS now, and now we shifted. That is why it is not working for you. That's all. Okay now. Well, you can change the code there. Okay. Otherwise, refresh this page enough. Refresh. Keep refreshing the page. Working now. Now again, go and kill the worker process. All the data will be lost. So shall I kill the worker process? But which worker process? My pool or W3WP.exe? Sorry. System. I'm killing my pool. I'm killing my pool. You kill my pool. And if you kill my pool, that doesn't have an effect on the C. So one application is not affecting the other applications. You noticed it? But problem is, what should I kill? I should kill system. I should kill the system. Now, when I kill system, it is affecting this one. And see, your values are killed. Array, not only this here, other application values also will be destroyed of now. There are 4 applications running. You kill this worker process, and it is affecting you. The remaining 3 applications also not related now. Did you understand me or not? So tell me, is it a wise option? That is why, what is my suggestion is, run every application on a separate app pool. We are going to run each application on a separate app pool now. So every app pool will have its own worker process. How many apps are running? That many app pools will be there, and that many worker process also will be there. Every worker process will be managing one application. So there will not be load on the application. There will not be load on the worker process also now. One-to-one relationship. It is easy to run the applications to us. Understood or not? Okay. Well, now coming back to our discussion, all of you carefully. What is the question? That is default. Second option. Third option. Come on. In proc. Just a minute. Okay. There's a default option used to store session values. And in this case, session values are stored under the memory of. I already given you this code how to install it in the previous. I'm not giving it again. Okay, host it on the IES. Host it on your IES Express. So now all of you just read one by one paragraph here. Come on, read this. Stop the first point. Did you understand the first one? Under IIS, web applications runs inside of a container known as application pool, or otherwise you can read it. Application pool is a container of web application that is executed by a single or multiple. Yeah, sometimes multiple worker process also can be present. I come to that scenario. I did not still talk about it. Right now we have only one worker process. Next point. Heart of a web application, remember. And by default, by default under IIS, all web applications are under the which is created when IIS is installed. That is to check that open IIS manager, and in the left hand side under connections panel will find application pools and sites option. Select application pool which displays default app pool on the right hand side. I put a screenshot of it here. You can verify. You'll be finding the default app pool. Okay, now next. Just a minute. Come on. 4 applications on the server running under, and it is still possible to run each web application under a separate application pool, which enables us to isolate, means nothing but dividing them. Our web applications are better security, reliability, and availability. Therefore, problems in one application pool do not affect websites or applications in other application pools. Just now, practically, that only demonstrated here. Tomorrow, one application pool problem should not go to second one now. Next. Clear? So when you create your sites, these application pools are created for you. Third one. I showed you practically how to move it to a different pool. It's a better idea always to run on a separate pools like this. Okay, separate pools. It's a good option to run it. Yeah. Next paragraph. Got it? It's something like you have an organization, there is a manager there. The manager is the one which is responsible for every activity that's happening in that now. You take a bank, every bank has a manager, and every activity happens under the control of the manager. If tomorrow anything goes wrong, also manager only responsible now. Yes or not? Suddenly some money is missing in the bank, manager only is responsible first. Are you clear? So like this, all applications will be running under the purview of the worker process. And that is the one which is responsible for the execution of your applications under IIS. Are you clear? The reason for hosting an IIS is in IIS Express. IIS Express doesn't have any console window for you to see all these things, but IIS Express also will have a application panel, Worker process, everything is present there, but we can't see them. That is the reason why I posted on IS and showing you all these things to you. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. Yeah, see the picture. For us today, we have totally 4 application pools. Yes or not? Under 3 application pools, one application is running. Under the 4th one, 3 applications are running. That's what we've done right now. Next. Just a minute. Shown you in the task manager. I've shown you this in the task manager. In the task manager, I've shown you about all the worker process that are running for you there. Next. What is recycle the worker process? Recycling the worker process, that thing, but end task. When you click on end task, that's called as recycling. What is generally what am I recycling? In general English, what am I recycling? The product is regenerated again now. We push the old one and from that a new one comes. It's also recycling. When you end task means what will happen? It will end it again, restart again now. That's why when I refresh, again the application will be restarted off. Are you clear? That's why we call this process as recycling a worker process. Okay, now continue. Is in proc clear? Understood in proc? In proc means where the values are stored? Under the worker process memory. What is the worker process? The worker process is the controller of a application pool. What's an application pool? Application pool is a container of applications. We need to understand from that level. First, we have applications. Applications running under application pool. Application pool controlled by worker process. And the applications will have their session values in the worker process memory. What is the name of it? W3 WP.exe. For IS Express, ISExpress.exe only. No confusions there. The name is ISExpress.exe. But here it is W3 WP.exe. Okay, now? Just a minute. Yeah, web server means IS only. Na? That only now we are using. The web server is IS. Okay. Well, next, second option. What is the second option? State server. What is state server? Listen, what is state server? Tomorrow, without storing them under the worker process memory, Microsoft has provided us a separate software here, a separate software called as state server. It tells you there's so many values are present. Sometimes the worker process, we store everything in the worker process. It may become a lot of values under that. It may just become performance issues or a lot of memory allocation. Managing all the things, if it becomes performance issues for you, I'm giving you a separate option called as state server. Is a separate software. You can store your values into state server so that the values will not be in the worker process memory now. Did you understand or not? What is it? Where you can store it? Read it. This is there for storing session values, which is installed when we install .NET runtime on any machine. And it can be found in the services window. They're already present on your computer now. Where is it? Control panel, administrator tools, services, or otherwise directly search for services in the window. You'll be getting this one. Are you clear? Or otherwise, to be clear, control panel, administrator tools. Under that, you'll be finding the control. Under that, you'll be finding the services. Otherwise, directly search for services. The correct shortcut is services.msc. Services.msc. .msc. When you select it, directly it will show you. This icon of the services, just like our settings icon, you'll be finding up. Okay. Yeah. Click on that. They're launching. Just a minute. Here it will show you all the services. In that, you'll be finding your yeah, this is the window, guys. Services. Here you should find your C. You have .NET Runtime installed on your machine. Then you have the software also in your machine. It's already installed. You don't require to install. It's already installed. And you find it in the services window. Okay, now? And right now, without storing under a worker process, to decrease the burden on the worker process, the option is to store under this software. Right, diversification, yeah, everything in one place. So diversify, automatically load is decreased on the worker process now. Yes or not? And right now, if you want to store this values here, you need to do a few things here. What is that? First thing, the service is not running now. It is not started. It is not started. See, these are all called as Windows services here. What are these Windows services? These Windows services are applications that run in the background of your machine. You installed SQL Server on your machine. SQL Server is a server now. Yes or not? Do you know that server is running in the background first? Array, that server will be running in the background here. You will find SQL Server here only, see. This is the one. If this is running here only, your SQL Server will work. Did you catch my point or not? Wait a minute. Right click. Stop. Before I stop, I did not still stop, guys. Before I stop, let me open SQL Server Management Studio. Open the Management Studio. All of you are working with Management Studio. Come on, let's open the Management Studio. What do you get a connect window, na? Hey, what do you get a connect window? Connect to what? The server is running only, you can connect. See now. Now will the connect work? Yes, connect work now. Okay. Let me close this. Let me go to services window. Right click. Stop. Server is not running now. Connecting, trying to connect. But server is not there. It should come out with an error message now. Do you understand what is a service? Services are which runs in the background. They'll be running in the background. Your operating system has a lot of services installed on your system, guys. And all the services run only, your OS will run perfectly now. And if the services are not running, your OS will not run. See now. Error. Cannot connect to server. Understood me? So, what is a service? A Windows service is something which runs in the background and which provides you the services to you. They'll be in the background. They'll not be visible to anyone now. You will not see them in the taskbar. Generally, an application runs, you will see in the taskbar. But services won't see in the taskbar. Where you will find? You find in the services window. Okay, let me start. See, right now, it's not started. How do I know that it is started or not showing you running? See, These are all showing running. These are showing running. And basically, so do I need to start it every time manually? No. Actually, it has an option called as a startup type. Startup type. What is a startup type? Automatic means start along with the operating system. That is why you never start it anytime. Did you catch my point or not? So what is the meaning of it? Start along with the anytime when you start your machine, initially it will take a lot of time to load everything now. Yes or not? This is the reason why it takes. Why? Because all these services will be starting in the background. That's what we call automatics. See, so many automatic are there. Automatics are running. See, understood me? So I don't require to start it right now. If I want, I can start it. Otherwise, we restart my machine, it will start off automatically. Okay, let me start manually, explicitly now. So now I started manually, right? Okay. Come on, let's come to our what is option? That is why it is not running. So the first step is start your state server. If you want to be regularly running it, make the startup type as automatic. How to change? Double click, change it. Understood or not? Okay, I'm not changing it here. Let me leave it manual, but I can manually start now. How? Right click, start. This is step one. What you require to do? You require to go to the services window and start your ASP.NET State service now. The service is running, and now without storing the values in the application pool memory, sorry, worker process memory, you can shift them to the state service, a separate software for storing all your values. Second thing you require to do is now come to your web.config file and specify the details here. How? Same tag. What is it? Last class we saw in a session state, and one attribute I used. What is that? Timeout. Array, what is the timeout? Default timeout is 20 minutes. Don't change it here. If you want to change it, change it. Otherwise, no need. Nah. Don't need to change the timeout. Okay. Here only we have an attribute. What do you know? Read. In proc. Off. Off means I don't want to use sessions at all. I don't want to use sessions at all. Third option, SQL Server. Now, state server. And then you're required to provide the address of it. State connection string is equals to. What is that? You need to connect to that software now. You need to provide the information of that now. TCP IP is equals to. It has a port number here. I forgot the port number. 72777. Forgot it here. Forgot the port number because every 4244. Localhost 42424. What is this port? Do you remember? Every server runs on a port. 65,536 ports are present. And now this software runs on a port. What is the port? 42424 is the port. You need to provide the address now. What is local? Local means local machine. Tomorrow, if it is on a separate machine, I want the information of that one now. In your connection window of SQL Server, you notice server, you will provide your local machine name. It is a remote computer name, you will provide a remote computer name now. Now also same. Now it is on local computer only. So that's why written localhost. But the remote computer, write the name of the remote computer. It will connect to the remote computer now. So localhost 42424. Okay. Now it is storing you these particular values under state server. Okay. Let me show you just a minute because I made a change. I'm building the project because I don't want to run from Visual Studio. I don't want to run from Visual Studio because I run from Visual Studio. If you kill the worker processing, it does so automatically. Directly open a browser and test it. Come on. HTTP localhost MVC data transfer. Which one I'm running? Index 10. Got it. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Everything working now. Correct? Huh? Go and kill the worker process. Go and kill the worker process. Oh, we did not move back it to my polar. Okay, whatever it is. I'm killing off this one only. Better you do it with my polar. I again shifted to the system now. Yeah. Right click and task. I'm recycling the worker process and task. Recycle, right? Earlier when I recycled and come here and refresh, I lost my values, right? My values are not lost. Why, sir? Because the values are not stored at all there. Now, where did we store them? We stored on a separate software. So that tomorrow you kill the worker process also, your session is not affected now. Did you understand me or not? Your session killed also, your worker process is not affected right now. So I killed my session. Sorry, I killed my worker process. It's not affected. To affect this, you're required to restart your state server. Restart your state server. You will lose the values now. Shall we try that? Come on, go to services, right click and say restart. So all of you, once again, I'm telling you, don't run from Visual Studio. If you run from Visual Studio, once you kill the worker process, browser will close off automatically. That's why I'm telling you, open the browser manually and run it. Okay, guys, come on. Clear or not? Where they are stored? In the worker process memory or state server? State server. Got it? Third option. You can take them and store on SQL Server database. Microsoft product, all Microsoft products only. So you have an option. It will tell you, I will store you on SQL Server database also. In SQL Server database, when you're storing, again, you have two options again. That what is that? Temporary, persistent. What is temporary? Temporary means just now both this for temporary only. Once you restart, say I'm storing on worker process memory, restart, lost. I stored on state server, restart, lost. Same I store on SQL server, restart. It gives you two options there. You want it after restarting also, or you want to destroy after restarting. Two options. Temporary, persisted. Temporary, restart SQL server, data lost. Persisted, restart SQL server also, data still available. Data still available. Did you understand me or not? So that is the third option what we have. What is that? SQL server. Shall we try SQL server now? Okay, we'll try SQL server. Just a second. How you use both? Because you are mentioning that here now. You changed it here. How can you use both now? I mean, use both. What should be stored where? How do you tell that? Either or. That's all. We cannot have all these options. We clearly changed of the mode here now. What the mode here? Then state server only will be used. Some values goes to there, some values we can tell like that. Either completely depend on worker process memory, or completely depend on state server, or completely depend on SQL server. You don't have an option to store some values in some places. You have only one option available. Okay, fine. I'll change to SQL server now. Okay, we'll change to SQL server. But if you want to change in SQL server, all of you learned SQL server now. You need a database, you need a table. Yes or not? And to manage the data in the table, we use stored procedures. Clear? So what I need to create a database now. I need to create some set of tables now. I need to create some set of stored procedures now to manage all the data. And all this is time taking. What should be the name of the table? What should be how many columns the table should contain? What should be the procedures? What should I write the logic? All this is a headache for me now. Yes or not? No worries. You don't require to create all these things. Microsoft has given you a tool. If you run the tool, it will create everything and give to you. Directly go and store your values here. That's all. Did you understand me or not? Okay. Microsoft provides you a tool now. Run the tool. And once you run the tool, it will automatically create you a database, will create you tables, will create you procedures. Everything is created for you automatically. And once you can run the tool, create everything, and come and specify the details in your config file. That's all. It will take care of all on its own. You're not responsible for anything now. Is that clear, all of you? How to get that? Okay. Actually, When I run the tool, it will create me a database with the name called as ASP state. What is the database name? Go and see first it is available or not. By default, let me connect to SQL Server and show you. The database is not available now. By default, the database won't be available. That's what I want to prove you first. Connect. Go to databases. Check. Do you have any database with the name called ASP state? No, I don't have any database. So remember, guys, now it is going to create you now. It is going to create you now by running a tool. What is the tool? The tool is ASP.NET _ RegSQL. It's a command line tool here. You should open the developer command prompt and run it. Okay, now? Come on. You know developer command prompt now? Open it in the administrator mode, all of you. Open in the administrator mode. Run as administrator. And here you can just use that actually. What is it? ASP.NET _ RegSQL. Now it will connect to SQL Server and create you. But to connect, we require to provide its information. What is the user ID? What is the password? All this data you require. So some information should be provided. What information? See, this is the help for the tool. Minus question mark. It is a help. The help will tell you what information should be passed here. Okay. Watch, guys. What information should be passed here? First one. Write your server name. Minus yes. Okay, parallel I'll do it. Parallel I'll do it so that you'll understand much better. I'll open another window. ASP.NET _ RegSQL. Okay, first parameter. Minus yes, capital S. Be careful, not case sensitivities. Minus yes. Write your server name now. Write your server name. You know your server name now? When you open your management studio, the connect window will show your server name. What is my server name? Let me verify. My server name is my machine name only. My machine name is server. That only will be the server name. You can check here. What is your server name? Is it clear, all of you? Give the server name now. Server name is server. Second one. Minus U. What's your user ID now? My user ID is SA. Minus P. My password is 123. Sir, I am running in Windows authentication. Oh, you're running in Windows authentication? Minus E. That's it. That's all. Minus E. Minus E means Windows authentication. Okay. Yeah. Minus U. Minus P for SQL authentication. It is Windows authentication minus U. See there. Minus U minus P. Clearer? No inputs required here. Okay, now? Next, all these things not required. Application services are not required. Come down, it will show you different services are there. Cache dependency services. We'll talk about this also in the later. Right now, what we want is, this is what we want. Under that only multiple options are there. And right now, what do we want? Session state options. Watch. Open the mouth here. Open the mouth. Be active. What is it? If I use that, I'm adding a support for session state. Okay, come on. Minus SS add. No, sir, I already added and tomorrow I want to remove it now. SS remove. First add. You want to remove? SS remove. Next. What type? PPC. Temporary. Persisted. I said you that only. You want temporary or persisted. See, custom. What is custom? Custom is also persisted, but I'll tell you in detail. Wait. Temporary. Session state data is stored in the temporary database. Stored procedures for managing sessions are installed in the ASP state database. Data is not persisted if you restart SQL Server. This is default. What is that? Guys, do you know this? In SQL Server classes, your teacher would have already taught you. Whenever you install a database, whenever you install SQL Server on your machine, it will create you 4 system databases. What are the 4? Master, model, MSDB, TempDB. Do you know what is the need of TempDB? You work with the temporary tables. Temporary tables. If at all you create a temporary table, the table will go and store in the TempDB database. You create a temporary table in SQL Server. Where the table is created? TempDB database. Normal table creates in your database. A normal table is created in your database, but TempDB is created. Temporary table is created in. Now see, if I say T means I want data temporary or persistent, then your table should be created on TempDB now. That only it is telling you. Session state data is stored in the TempDB database. Means your tables are created on TempDB. Stored procedures are not temporary, they are permanent. They are created in database called ASP state. I said, ASP state database will be created for you. Your procedures will come and sit in the ASP state now. Okay? No, sir, I want persisted. I'll say P. You say P. Tables, procedures, both are created on ASP state only. Both are created on ASP state. If you say custom, nothing here. You can tell your own database name. That's all. Custom is also persisted only, but you can tell your own database. I don't want ASP state. I did not like this database name. I want to my own name to the database. Then we can use C. Watch. P. Read. Read C. You have to specify the database. How to specify? The name of the custom database to use if SS type is C. If SS type is not C, I don't require it now. Okay? Come on. What shall I use? Temporary or persisted? We'll try all the 3. First, we'll start with temporary. What should I say? SS type T minus SS type T. Okay, now hit enter. It's asking, say, administrator permissions are required. That's why I opened in administrator mode. Okay, see now. Finished. Come to SQL Server and observe. Refresh. Created a tables are not created here. Procedures are created, see. That only is that you. If you need to create, how many procedures are there, see. All that is automatically generated. Sir, where are the tables, sir? The tables are present in the TempDB database. Go to system databases, go to TempDB, go to tables and watch. You'll find the 2 tables here. These are the 2 tables. There will be storing you the session values. Okay, just a minute. Let me open the query window. And right now, the table doesn't have any data in it. Select star from the table name. Empty table. Is that clear? Why, sir? You created just now. The table database is empty now. Okay, let's do one thing now. What? Go to our application and change the settings to SQL Server. How, sir? Just a minute. Come on. Change this to SQL Server. Just like state connection string, we have SQL connection string. Write the connection string of SQL Server. What you should write? Data source is equals to, what is this? This is to tell the server name. Semicolon. User ID is equals to your user ID now. Yes, see. password is equals to 123. Guys, if you're using Windows authentication, don't write user ID password. In that place, you should write integrated security is equals to SSPI. What is that? I given all the things in detail in the notes, what to write for connections, things, and all the things. Okay, because I'm using SQL authentication, I'm using user ID password. So these are the things I need to set up right now. Okay, now come on, let us build this project once. Open a browser. HTTP localhost MVC data transfer, and I'm running index 10, guys. Got it? Check it out. Session ID, created time, expiry time. Check it out. 20 minutes expiry time will be there. 7/3, 7/23. What is a 7/3, sir? Wait, 7/3. It is taking the GMT. And it is taking GMT here. Greenwich Mean Time. Add 5.5 hours, you'll get off your time there. That's all. Okay, when it expired, lock date, all this. Three values are there. Timeout 20. And this is your data stored in an encrypted format. Because tomorrow someone can come and see the data security problem. The encrypted data stored for you here now. This is your value actually. That is in encrypted format present here. Is it clear? And now see, if I kill my worker process, is it going to destroy my session? Let us see. Come on, open the task manager. Go to W3WP, right click and task. And this is not going to have any effect on my session values. So if I kill the state server, then also I don't have an effect. Come on, try that also. Go to services. Go to state service. Oh, already it is in stop mode only here. Oh, running. Sorry. Stop or restart. Earlier when you restart, you lost the values. But now you won't lose. Reason, I stored on SQL server. Come here. Refresh. No effect. Then when this data gets destroyed, sir, this data is destroyed if you restart SQL server. How to restart that? Also I shown you now. How to restart? Services, SQL server, restart. And right now we use the temporary or persisted. Because it is temporary, your data is lost. Your data is lost. And go and verify here. Just to check it out. Execute. Data lost Z. Come to your browser and refresh. Clearer or not? Sir, if it is persistent, no problem. If persisted, there is no problem at all. Even after restarting SQL server also will get it. Shall we put persistent? Tables, procedure, everything will come to ASP state database now. Got it now? So come on, let's try persisted. If you want to try persisted, first we need to drop the existing now. What should I do? SS remove. SS remove. Guys, when you call remove, there is a chance of a problem. What is it? It has to drop the database. It has to drop the database. But unfortunately, connections are open with the database. You can never drop a database when a connection is open with the database here. That's why there's a chance of getting an error. Asking you, are you sure? Yes, I am. Taking time, see. and finally comes out with an error. What error? There are connections open with the database. Because we kept that management studio open now. That is why tomorrow in the real time, no one will keep the management studio open now. Okay, but right now we kept the management studio open. That is why we are getting this error. How to fix it here? Restart SQL Server again. Array, when you restart SQL Server, it will close up all the connections now. Again, open the services window and simply restart the SQL Server. So what do you do? All connections are closed off now. Now, check again. Got it? Finished. Come here, check it out, refresh. ASP state database is remote C. Go to temp. Everything deleted. Got it? Now go to persisted. All will come and sit in the ASP state now. Come on. Let's go back. Okay, now persisted. Finished. Refresh. Tables are here only. See now. Tables are here. Procedures are here. Even I restart my SQL server, my session values will be persisting now. Got it or not? Okay, just a second. This one is ASP state now. Yeah, no values. Come on, let's just go to the browser. Which one? Home index 10. Again, freshly values are sent to the session. Clear? Now, refresh. What we need to test now? Even after restarting SQL Server, will the values persisting or not? That will be now. Come on, let's do. Services. Restart. Restarted, right? Go to the browser. Refresh. Your values are persisting. Still, if you want a confirmation, come to here. Check. The values are, earlier when we saw that you lost the value, now the values are still present. This is persistent. Same way we have custom. Custom is also same here. You can give your own name to the database. You want to try that? I'll show you that also. Just a minute. Let me restart SQL Server. Why? Why am I doing it? Otherwise, SS remove will not work now. Make SS remove to work and restart it, okay? SS remove. Yes. Finished. Now let's see the third option. C. Now minus D. Type the database name of your own. Okay. I'll name it as any name you like here. My sessions. Hit enter. Yeah, finished. But it's giving you some information. I'll tell you what is that. Meanwhile, let's come to SQL and verify here. Once this action is refreshed, ASP state will not be present anymore. And in the place, my session should come now. Go and see. Here only you have the tables. Yeah, here only you have the tables. And here only you have the stop process. Everything is present under this one. And this is also persisted only here. This is also persisted only. Okay, now just a minute. Here, go to my sessions and no, that the database is deleted. Now that's what it's telling you. Connection is broken. Nothing. Close it and reopen a query window again. That's all. My sessions. Oh, I should have copied. Select star from or the name. I would have copied the table name. ASP state temp sessions. ASP state temp sessions. Yeah, blank. Everything blank now. Come on. I want to try this now. Yeah, it is giving you some message here. We just discuss here. We need to document. Use it. See? If you want to use a custom, who specified the database name? You are specified now. How will the application know now? Earlier, ASP said that's a predefined name. Application knows. Now you give your own name here. Tomorrow I'll give my own name now for the database. 100 databases are there. How will it know? So I should tell that in my connection string. I should tell that in my connection string now. How to tell? Observe it. Database is equals to my sessions. Earlier, you did not specify the database, but it knows. Why? Predefined, but now user defined. One more attribute is here. What is it? Allow custom SQL databases is equals to true. Read it. That's what it was telling. Read again. Allow custom SQL databases and SQL connection string attributes in system.web under the session state section. In the session state section, you should specify this. It is telling now. Is it clear? Now everything works. Come on. Oh, we made changes now. Because we made changes in the project, we need to rebuild the project. Come on, open the browser. Which one? Home. Index 10. Yeah, refresh. Go to SQL. Check. Values are stored here now. And restart SQL server, nothing happens. Why? Persisted. This is also persisted only. If you want, you can check it out. I'm coming here, restarting my SQL server. Directly desktop from here only. Value is still there. And when the value is present there, that should automatically come in my page also. Working. See, refresh is working. Understood, all of you? So this option is also persisted only. This option is also persisted. Okay. Yeah. Again, I will say remove. I'm removing of the option. Yes. Removed. Go to SQL and refresh. Database is not deleted. Database is not deleted, but tables are also not deleted. Procedures are also not deleted. Why, sir? Because this is your custom database. You only should drop the database. This is your custom database. You only should drop the database. But nothing is deleted. You only should drop this because it is a custom. Okay, just manually. But right now, support is removed off. Support was removed off here. I removed off the support. This doesn't work now. But the database will be leaving the traces. You only should remove your database in the SQL server. Are you clearer, everyone? Okay. So these are the three ways how you can store it. Come on, see that. SQL server. If session mode is set as SQL server, then session values are stored under SQL server database, and to use that, we need to create a database, a set of tables and store procedures. Without creating all these objects manually, we are provided with a command line tool called as ASP.NET _ RegSQL that should be used from open the developer command prompt so that the required tables database all are created. And given you the syntax, see guys, minus question mark is a help. Minus yes, server name. Usage is minus a server name. Minus a user ID. Minus a password. Minus e SSAD, SS type, etc. And here I given you a description for everything. What is minus S, minus U, minus P, minus E, minus SSAD. Again, SS type. And that C indicates custom, T indicates temporary, P indicates persistent. Testing the process of using HDNet RegSQL. What I'm using now? Temporary. I'm using the temporary option now. Okay. And after doing this, you're required to go to your config file and write this. Your SQL authentication. Write your username, write your server name, you already password. Don't copy paste it. These are my system value, not your system. For Windows, permanent table support. Next, I've given you everything to you. It's your job to test it. Clearer or not? And when you're using the third option, then what you need to do? Database name as well as allow custom SQL databases as true. Okay. And see how to remove the support. This is SQL authentication. This is Windows authentication. Are you clear with all the three options? Yes or not? Okay. So how many places you can store the values? 3 places. What are the 3? InProc, state server, SQL server. InProc, state server, SQL server. Okay. We'll wind up here just a minute. Actually, I just asked to provide the videos of these 3 classes here. These 3 days, because most of you people, some of you are absent. From Monday, I can't help you, but I requested for providing. I'll post the videos in the Google Classroom also for you all. Because this is a little tough to understand, means to generate and all the thing. That's why I just ask the videos. I'll post in the Google Classroom, just do a practice from there. Okay. And one more thing, just a second. We'll stop it. Wait. Actually, when we use this 3 options are there now, when should I use this state server, sir? When should I use this SQL server? InProc works for me. Are you clear? This is a very, very important question in the interviews tomorrow. When do we use a state server or SQL server options in place of InProc? Okay. We use these 2 options when our web application runs in, a web form or a web garden architecture. I repeat, we use these 2 options when our web application runs in a web form or a web garden architecture. What is that web form or web garden, sir? Web form means, see, you have IRCTC web server. 10 o'clock when I try to open it, it won't respond at all. Yes or not? But answer my question. Is IRCTC having more load than Google server? But Google server 24/7, anytime it runs, by IRCTC will not run. Google has more load. And but Google never given me a problem like this. But why problem with IRCTC? Did you get my question? Yeah, see, tomorrow you become a developer. This is what you should think now, basically. There's all your thinking should be. Why this server is responding anytime, but why this server is not responding? Because Google, Facebook, Amazon, all these popular sites will run in a web form architecture. What is that? What is that, I know? The application runs on more than one web server. They will host application on multiple web servers, not one web server. They'll host it on, not part. The complete application is hosted on multiple web servers. Are you getting my point or not? Imagine like I hosted my application on 10 web servers now. Whenever the request comes now, the request first comes to a load balancer. There will be something called as a load balancer. Request comes to load balancer. Load balancer will check now which server is free. Sends the request to that server now. The first request went to one server. Second request went to second server. Third request went to third server. You understand now? 1,000 requests coming to one server. 1,000 requests distributed to 10 servers. Now the load is only 100. Earlier it is 1,000. IRCTC doesn't run in a web form architecture, but these all popular servers run for you in a web form architecture. That is the reason why the load is balanced there without a pressure on the servers. Did you catch my point or not? Okay, it will be something like this. These are the clients, internet. The request came to where? Load balancer is sending you data to either server 1 or server 2 now. Did you understand me or not? Now, in this scenario, I cannot use inproc. Why I cannot use inproc? Because every server has its own worker process now. Suppose now I'm making multiple requests. Example, I'm making multiple. My first request went to web server 1. My data is stored in the worker process memory of web server 1 now. My second request went to web server 2. Where is the data? The data is on web server 1 now, but the request went to web server 2. So I don't get my data now. Yes or not? In that scenario, what you require to do, just watch it. Bring one more machine into picture. Install SQL Server or state server software there and configure both the servers to store the data here so that your request goes to server 1 that is stored here. Your request goes to server 2 also, we get the data from here. A simple example here, ATMs. All your ATMs are connected to one database now. That's why you do a transaction one ATM and go to another ATM, you'll see the changes. If every ATM has its own database, you withdraw from one base, it won't reflect in the second base now. If I have 10,000 in my account now, and I can withdraw 10,000 rupees now, or I can go to every ATM and withdraw 10,000 now. Yes or not? But it won't happen. Why? All are connected to one server. You make a change one place and go to second, automatically the change has to reflect for you on the other machine. Are you clear? So now this machine is installed with. Are you clear? Inproc doesn't work in this scenario. Compulsory, you require to go for state server software. When SQL Server recommended, if you want persistent storage, generally go to SQL Server. Otherwise, state server will do the job. For temporary, don't go to SQL Server here. For temporary, going to SQL Server is waste of time. For temporary, go to state server only. For persisted, then only go to SQL Server. So did you understand what is the web form architecture? Second one, web garden. Web garden. What is web garden? Nothing. Web garden means one application pool with multiple worker process. One application pool with, morning we discussed now. An application pool can have one or more worker process present in it. Yes or not? If at all your application pool has more than one worker process, that is called as a web garden. Watch it. This is my application pool. I have one worker process. Application pool, one worker process. Application pool, two worker process. This is called web garden. Simple here. There is an examination going in a classroom and the classroom has 20 students and one invigilator. The classroom has 50 students. One invigilator cannot manage now. Why? You require to check the students at the same time you require to distribute the additional seats. 50 students cannot manage. And you see there, what do you have in a classroom when final exams are conducted? In every class, you'll be finding two invigilators. Suddenly, if one goes out, second one will be taken care now. Yes or not? This is also the same concept only. What is it? I'm bringing two worker process into action. Two worker process, two separate application pools will be, two separate W3 WPs will be running now. Are you getting it or not? Okay. So how do we do this? I cannot show you web garden. I cannot show you web form. We can only multiple servers, but real time we'll see. But I can show you web garden. I can show you the web garden. It's a simple process here. Go to your IS manager. But which one you want? Decide it first. I want for my default Apple. Right click. Advanced settings. Change the value. Read it. more than one, then it is a web garden. Click OK. And now there are two worker process for your application poll. And right now your application is a web garden. Now also same problem. What is it? First time my request went to worker process one, stored in worker process one memory. Second time my request goes to worker process two, stores in worker process two memory. These two will not sync now. Now also you need to go for state server or SQL server. Both the two architectures. If your application runs in a web form or web garden architectures, in-proc session modes will not be preferred at all. We should prefer either with state server for temporary or SQL server for persisted. Are you clear? If I don't tell this again, Monday I should remind you what is a worker process again. That's why I can continue the thought. You understood now? So this is how your application runs. So I given you that information also here to you. What is that? When to use? Over in-proc session modes. Two reasons. One is web form. And this is web form. Second one is web garden. This is a web garden. So here also, in both the two scenarios, we'll go for using the state server or the SQL server modes. Let's stop here. We'll meet on Monday. NPROC can be used when you have one server only, not multiple servers. When you have single server, NPROC is, and you are storing less volumes of data, you can use NPROC.
Sir, more number of clients are connecting to the
Load balancer.
then connected to the web server. Sir, we can store the details in database. Then what is the need of web server 1 and 2? We can
Database will store the data, but it will process your page. Yes, Sulata. Forgot your user ID password. You can reset it. Google how to do it. At the time accessing session data from database, my database is crashed. Will I get session data? If database is crashed, you will not get the session data. You won't get it. Server also has memory now. Server is also software that runs, so it requires memory. Every software requires memory now. Yeah, we'll post you the videos. We'll post you the videos, guys.